This is by no means a tutorial. No video out there is any replacement for actual real world training. My focus and goal, number one, first and foremost, is safety. There's no reason to rush. There's no reason to go diving in all crazy and make a scenario more insane than it has to be. That's TV nonsense. Do it, amp it up a little bit, make it crazy. You know, if there's close calls, it's awesome. No, it's not awesome. That's a discredit to you. Ultimately, you're compromising safety for looking cool. You know, you might look cool to the general public because they don't know any better. And I think that's just how it is, and you're just demonizing the animal more. It doesn't only compromise that person's safety, but it does for the entire team. So that's a bad leader. That is not a good leader, because they are not thinking about the animal. They're not thinking about their team. They're thinking about how cool they look and how tough they look on screen. Anyway, there's a bunch of different ways that you can go about catching a crocodile. Some are definitely more solid techniques, a little bit more smooth and flawless. You know, nothing is 100% safe, but you can get it damn close. You have the opportunity to kind of plan it out and think about it and execute it the right way. There's really little to no room for error. There you go. So in this video, I want to try and show two things. For one, I'm going to do this one solo. So I'm just by myself working a 9 foot plus, nearly 10 foot crocodile here. So I could just jump them right here and secure the mouth using my hands, but that's the second part of this. I want to show not only a one-person technique, but also how to just improvise and use different tools to keep your hands away from the danger zone, so to speak. So here I'm using a rope. It's just another smaller catch rope or lariat style rope, and I'm going to use this as a snout rope. And as he relaxes, the mouth will slowly close, or I can just slowly cinch that tighter, and that'll help the mouth close. And then from there, it makes it a little bit safer as far as the work environment goes. So as the mouth closes, and then you'll see me kind of cinch that shut just a little bit more. He'll still have a little play. He can still shake the rope, but it does give me a little opportunity to kind of sort of sneak in there and shuffle my hands into position to secure the mouth and minimize any room for error. So this is a solo technique, but I do want to be clear, there is backup. I do have backup people nearby that, you know, if things were to go south, you know, I'm not really solo. It's never a good idea to work, you know, big alligators or crocodiles by yourself without just, you know, some backup being around, because you never know what could happen. And if something goes wrong, then you're just locked up and nobody's there to help you. So there you go. So even though this is kind of like a roundabout way to get to this point where I'm just holding the mouth with my hands, that rope is still got a little tension on it, so it's helping to keep the mouth shut, almost as if it's secure ahead of time before I get the tape on. So it's just an example of one way to add a little bit of safety element to a croc catch. You know, it's one small little thing that may seem insignificant, but can add quite a bit to the situation to just, you know, rule out the potential for, you know, careless injury. Right here you see I'm securing the front of the jaws. This is not exactly the best spot to tape the jaws, but because that rope is there, it's kind of in the way, so I can secure the jaws there and then also tape or secure further up the jaws in kind of a better spot after I remove the rope. And then, you know, so there's different things you can do, but all of this video just serves as an example of different capture techniques, different ways to do it that aren't as flashy as the stuff that you'll see on TV or YouTube, in a more general sense, but it's very practical, very efficient, very smooth, just as quick, if not quicker, than some of your more flashy gung-ho techniques or styles. And again, at the risk of sounding like a complete and utter hypocrite, yes, I do freehand catch. Yes, I am well versed and very experienced in just catching a crocodile like this with my hands. So yes, it can be done. Yes, I have done it and do it on occasion. I just said do. But it doesn't mean that, you know, there aren't better, safer, more practical ways to do it. Yeah, I don't know what better way to say it. You know, there's no reason to be super flashy with it. I mean, if you have a job to do, you have to move the animals around. You know, there's nothing benefits the animal or the keeper by literally kind of hot dogging things and doing things in an action-packed, really unsafe manner, except for upping your ratings and views. That's it. Put a little tab at the end of the tape. Really makes it easy to take off when they get to the other place. They can just basically just pull. It'll unravel. It makes things a lot easier. On Dave here, this is Dave. Dave is awesome. He's a West African desert crocodile, the Crocodile sucus. So he's a big adult male. We use a lot of electrical tape, not to put it like crazy tight, but the more you build up, the stronger the tape itself becomes. There's less give, less stretch, and works out really well. Sometimes we'll put a little padding over the head, depending on how we're going to transport them. That way, if they're like banging around in a vehicle or a crate, then they won't get hurt. You know, it's like wearing a helmet. There's always tools available, but what I really wanted to do was use any tools available, whether make it up on the spot or stuff that we already had ready to go that could free your hands up. They could take the place of using your hands to get near the dangerous stuff. There are faster ways to do things, but faster doesn't mean safe. And faster isn't always safest for the animals, not always safest for the keepers. The faster you're going, you know, trying to get all fancy schmancy with stuff, you know, that can get you hurt. So you saw I was kind of walking my hands up the jaws a lot of the time. Can you turn for us, Dave? Can you turn for us a little bit? A lot of the time, I mean, the jaws are so thick by the time they get to a certain size, and Dave here is pushing 10 feet long, so he's not small. But even at like 8.5, 9 feet, 8.5, not so much, but once they're hitting that 9-foot mark and a little bigger, with some crocodile species and even with alligators, their jaws just get so darn bulky that, you know, by the time you hit 10 feet long, I mean, you're overextended like this trying to get your hands up there. By the time you get way up here, you have a little bit better grip with your hands, but I mean, that head is so big and crocodiles are so flexible, and when they start to just woo swing and thrash all over the place, that can create a really bad scenario. And you know, from here to the neck, which is my safe point, that's a lot of distance to cover if something goes wrong. If I'm losing my grip and I try to snap back there, you know, I'll more than likely get there safely, get my hands, I don't want to drop his head, but just boom, straight back to the neck before, you know, he can snap over and grab me. But honestly, why take the chance if you have the option to use
you know, tools, whether that's a rope or a strap or something designed specifically for a job to free your hands up and keep you safe, well, why not use that? So there's really no need to hot dog it and show off. You know, you can if you want. You know, apparently if you want to be on TV, that's what you're gonna have to do. But it's not necessary. I know you're ready to go, so let's get you moving. All right, locked and loaded, ready to go. This is Dave. Say hi, Dave. Not so much. Okay. So we are on the road now to Wild, Florida to get this guy over there along with the rest of the Niles. And so, yeah, that'll be awesome. Oh, here is the safari entrance. Oh man. Yoink.
Your finger is very close to my nose.
I know, my finger was almost up it. Time to stretch the feet. We're here. It's a long drive, but we're here at Wild Florida Safari. We're gonna meet with Andrew here in a minute. There he is. Talk about timing. Okie dokie. We are going to follow them, and they have a fancy schmancy cart. Looks like they're doing zookeeping chores right now, but all right. So this is the safari tour. A little bit. We got some nice, big, spacious areas. This is pretty awesome. Actually.
Your windows are super gross.
I'll just get out the windshield.
Oh,
Look.
no.
Oh, we get to drive off-road. This is not advised for anybody that comes on the safari tour. Stay on the path. Look at all that stuff over there. And this is all just free-range stuff, so there's a few other parks and zoos that are, you know, like drive-through open exhibits like this.
I saw that in Montana.
So cool.
The buffalo dudes.
There's a zebra over there too. I know. Look at all the grazing animals and wildlife.
I like how this guy's just laying there.
This is so neat. Oh, look at the llamas. They're going
This is the best day ever. Put your window down.
Pack it. No. Hi. Well, I
This
think
is
we
where we're
are
going.
here. Yep.
I'm really sad
I
you...
see one of the crocs swimming out there in the pond.
I can only see from like here to here right now. Yeah. Teamwork. Mikey.
job, buddy. Thank you.
There you go. Alpaca! Llama! Yeah, I don't know my fuzzy, woolly animals.
Why is that white one biting the other one's leg while he's running?
Oh, they're crazy.
Hey, the emus are chasing them.
Dude, everything else is wild in this weather. They're not. Look, he's trotting.